G'day and welcome to this week's FriBaT, Friday Beers and Tools with Andy. We got another Tassie beer this week. Boy, there's a lot of Tassie beers. We have tried a few of the Moo Brews before. This one is the Moo Brew Pilsner. Moo Brew is brewed in southern Tasmania, and they say that the Pilsner is a crisp brew with complex taste. This Moo Brew Pilsner can't be topped. Created in southern Tasmania, this beer redefines classic lager with the addition of German spalt hops, reinventing traditional Pilsner methods. Experience something new. This has won a lot of Australian International Beer Awards, bronze, silvers, 2019, 2020, trophies. It's won at least bronze in a lot of awards and a number of silvers. And a few golds. Yes, true. Alright, happy Friday. I like a good Pilsner. Pils. That one's not bad. Has an IBU of 30, 1.5 standard drinks, and it's 5% alcohol, so it's got a bit of a kick. Probably not the nicest Pilsner I've ever had. But as per usual, there's nothing wrong with it per se. It's quite hearty. It's got a lot of body to it, a lot of taste. There's nothing wrong with it at all. It's actually a very nice beer. Probably not quite to my taste. As I said, as you well know, I'm more into the IPAs and the classic pale ales and things like that. But for a change, ain't anything wrong with the Moo Brew Pilsner. Actually, that would be really nice with a steak or a good Aussie hamburger. Yeah. Yeah, look, for me, that's a 4 out of 5 spanners for me. Nothing wrong with it. Is there better beer? Yes. But it's a nice drinking beer. Alrighty, on to this week's tool. Okay, this week we've got a little departure from the normal type of tool stuff that I buy because I'm on acreage here and I want my acreage to look nice. I purchased a Scott's Evergreen Drop Spreader. I think you can get most of that in the shot there. Yep. And the difference between this and a lot of spreaders is that this one actually has a rotating barrel inside here, which actually just drops the fertilizer straight down. It's not like a lot of them that are classed as broadcast spreaders. This one actually just drops it down. It does have metering ability too, in that you can actually control how much is dropped. They say it's good for large areas. For me, I think the broadcast spreader is probably a little bit better for large areas because this you have to do overlapping passes, and it's only this wide. It's yeah, can tell you how wide it is. It is 600 mil wide. So when you're doing a lot of lawn, grass, don't have lawn yet, at my acreage, overlapping runs takes a long time. Broadcast spreaders tend to do much wider spreads and probably are better for large lawns. This would probably be better for a normal house-sized lawn. One of the things that I liked about it was that it has as I mentioned, a rotating barrel inside, and I'll show you the actual spreader when we go out to the yard. And the handle has a metering handle on top, valve I guess you'd say, and you can actually adjust how much it drops on each spread. I found with the most top fertilizers I went to pretty much the widest setting, and that seemed to be pretty good. It is designed, of course, to run with the Scott's fertilizers range. I tried it with a different one, didn't seem to have any problem with it, but as I mentioned, I did have to put it on the widest setting to be able to broadcast spread that one. Alright, we're going to do a bit of on location now and introduce you to the latest member of the GRAYZBILDZ family. Hey, no, don't eat the microphone. Introducing to the GRAYZBILDZ family, this is Maverick. He's our new golden retriever puppy, and he's very lovely. So hi, Maverick. Don't laugh. You can hear that. Keep going. I'll edit it. Okay. Alright. Some assembly required on the Scott's lawn or fertiliser spreader. As I mentioned, this is the barrel that I was talking about inside. You really only have to assemble the handles and put the wheels on. And then, as I mentioned, it has a control on the top here which opens the hopper at the bottom and allows product to spread out. Yeah, very good. There's the hopper opening down the bottom. Hey! So I've got a bit of this organic lawn fertiliser. Maverick, enough! He's going to bark at me the whole time, I'm sure. Can't you get up there, mate? Show him. Well, come up here. I can't, Daddy. Alright, once you've filled your hopper up, it's then a matter of dialing in how much opening you want or how much product you want spreading. Yes, thank you. And then opening the hopper, which opens the control at the bottom, and then the wheels actually rotate the barrel inside, which drops X amount of fertiliser on the, watch out mate, on the ground. This is a lovely, lovely fertiliser, this one. Smells just like chook poo, speaking of poo. And as I mentioned, the problem is you've got to overlap as you go because of the 600mm wide, 60 centimetres. There's your ball. I guess one of the big benefits over the broadcast fertiliser spreaders is that if I was this close to the edge of this retaining wall, it would be broadcasting over the edge of the retaining wall. So you get a lot more control out of this. But as I mentioned, you've got to do overlaps. So when you've got a lot of acreage to cover, that's a lot of overlaps. You can go pretty fast with it, of course, as long as you keep the hopper open. You just jump down there. You can't jump up yet though, can you? So you get the idea. Okay, so the verdict on the Scott's Evergreen drop spreader, not broadcast spreader. This is a pretty nice product. Retails for around about $90 Australian. Was available in Bunnings. Have not seen it on Amazon. Amazon has the Scott's broadcast spreader, and I think Scott's is available in the States. I'm sure my American friends will put it in the comments whether or not it is. I'm of two minds. The broadcast spreader would be really good for vast areas that I've got to cover. However, as I've showed you out there, when you're close to an area where you don't want the fertiliser or even lawn builder, which is also a weeder, when you don't want that being in certain areas, then having such a controlled amount of drop at the unit is a really good thing. Downside is, of course, many overlapping passes to fertilise properly the whole of the yard that you're trying to do. For value for money, for $89, it's much dearer than the hand broadcast spreaders, and really probably only if you're serious about your lawn and you've probably got a bit of lawn. So therefore, for value for money, for me, it's really only a 3.5 out of 5 beers. For functionality, it works really well. What it does, it works really well. If I had both worlds, I would have a broadcast spreader for the large areas and a drop spreader for where I wanted to control it. Could you do it with a broadcast spreader? Yes, but not quite as well controlled. Could you do large areas with this? Yes, you can, and I have done so. It just takes longer because you've got to do overlapping passes with only the 600mm wide. So for functionality, I think it's a solid 4 out of 5, and I recommend it's a pretty good product. Unpaid, I bought this from Bunnings myself, although Bunnings don't seem to have them anymore. They do have the broadcast spreaders. The Scott's Easy Green broadcast fertiliser spreader at Bunnings is around about the same price, $89, and it has the same type of control up on the handle, but as I mentioned, it has the broadcast. I'll put a picture of it up here. Has the broadcast unit underneath, so the wheels still drive that turn, and then it broadcasts fertiliser out further. 2 minds. I'm pretty happy with this one. Just takes me a little bit longer. That's okay, I'm retired now. Alrighty, well that's it for this week's FriBaT. Thanks for being on location. Hope you enjoyed meeting Maverick, the newest member of our family. He's 10 weeks old and he's very smart, but he's very much a puppy with extremely sharp needle-nosed teeth, as both Mrs. Gray and I will attest to. They hurt. Anyway, thanks for joining us. Please like, share and subscribe, all the usual things. Happy Friday.